Today, we're going to look at 3 different workout plans from Chat GPT just to see if they're actually any good to use. We're gonna look at 3 hypothetical workout plans, 2 for hypothetical clients, and then 1 for myself, just so we can compare against my own. And we're gonna use a couple different variables across all 3 plans. So first is I'm gonna tell it the number of days, I'm gonna tell it the experience level, and then I'm gonna assume all these people have access to a gym. So that's all we're gonna use, and then we're just gonna give it to Chat GPT and see what comes out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Came out with here. So assuming the goal is full body strength and mobility, 60-year-old little female, so bone density, daily function. It did go ahead and put it for 3 days a week. Session structure, warm up, strength training, cool down. Let's see how this looks here. So the first workout is, it did give a little warm up here. 5 minutes of cardio, arm circles, hip circles, bodyweight box squats, and marching in place. Only thought here really is that box squats are pretty hard for a lot of people, especially if they're just starting out. So it's not just assumed that they would be able to just do box squats right off the bat, but definitely not a bad warm up if that is actually a warm up type of movement. But arm circles, I would have them do some band workouts instead of the arm circles. Arm circles don't really do much except kind of the shoulder joint, but I have specific band exercises I do for the warm up. But let's go ahead and get in the workout. So workout number 1, we have the leg press, seated chest press, we have lat pull downs, dumbbell shoulder press, and cable row, and then standing calf raises. For core, they have a couple things there as well. So that's the first section that they have here. Overall, this is a decent day 1. Let's look what they have day 2. So goblet squat to box here. Goblet squat's gonna be pretty hard for a lot of people. Having the core strength and the balance to properly do a goblet squat is gonna be pretty difficult, especially for a 60-year-old female. Generally, in most cases, assisted machine rows do good. We have the dumbbell bench press, seated hamstring curl, lateral raise, and tricep push downs. Overall, so far it's not bad. I do see here over on the right, if you guys can see this, they have about 2 sets for everything. 2 sets is probably a little low. I would keep that at 3 sets for everything, but it's not bad here. And then day 3, we have the hip thrust, assisted pull downs or band rows, push-ups, wall or bench. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a wall or bench there. Step ups, yeah, boxing has to be pretty low. Dumbbell bicep curls, and back extensions. So overall, this is actually not bad. It is 3 full body workouts that they have on here. I generally would like to do a 3-day workout plan. The way I normally do it is upper, lower, and then a full body. The reason for that is just it gives you a little more direction on each of those days, and just has you working kind of more similar things. You can get some more endurance kind of doing the same amount of things, but if you prefer doing a full body workout like this, it's definitely not a bad idea to do. Yeah, so let's critique this. So they do say form. They do say to start at RPE 5 to 6, 2 to 3 reps left in the tank. I usually start people a little lower than that and then kind of work up and ease up a little bit. The reason for that is just really gets you time to work on the perfect form rather than pushing yourself more. Work on form first and then build up from there, especially with an older client like I have put in here. They even have a progression plan on here, which is pretty cool. 1 to 2 learn the movements, and then add 5 to 10 reps or add 1 rep per set. And then cool down, they have some stretches on here. Yeah, they say to avoid barbells. It's probably a good tip. I don't normally do barbells with any older clients, but yeah, so let's go ahead and critique this a little bit. I did notice a little bit of a lack of back exercises. There's only 3 back exercises on here. They have the band rows here on day 3, and then we have lat pull downs and light cable rows on day 2. I would up the volume for the back muscles with an older client, mainly to work on posture and to strengthen up the shoulders and those, of course, obviously the back muscles. So that's one tip I have here, but to be honest, this is not a bad workout plan. Let's go ahead and go to the second one. All right, so while the second one is loading, let's go ahead and see what it does here. Again, it's just assuming, I'm not putting in a specific goal. I think it's just kind of standard for most people that they want to usually lose a little bit of weight and then add muscle. So I figured I would just focus on the other variables so we can compare to the other plans and kind of see what it does differently. So we put for an intermediate 41-year-old female on this one here. I base these clients on kind of what my typical clients usually are. So yeah, 3 days a week. They did go ahead and do that upper lower full body. I think they heard me say that. So intensity, they're upping the intensity. They say RPE 7 to 8 right here. 1 to 3 reps in reserve. Let's go ahead and see. So day 1, we have lower body, glute and leg focus. I'm wondering, that's probably, they do that probably because it's a female. We'll focus on the glutes, but let's go ahead and get into this. So they have a warm-up, 5-minute incline, walk or bike. I have all my clients do that usually, so that's good there. Hip openers, bodyweight squats, and glute bridges. So yeah, a lot of stretches I kind of go based off of, as a trainer, I go based off of my clients and what they actually need to stretch. Some people are tight more in the back of the legs, some people are tight more in the front. So kind of depends on that, but decent warm-up there. So starting with RDLs, of course, a great leg movement, hamstrings, glutes. Then we have leg press, walking lunges, and seated hamstring curl. So even for an intermediate person, like I have on here, I don't know really what it assumes as intermediate, but walking lunges are really hard for people to do with good form. You need a lot of core strength and then good coordination to actually do them properly. So only thing there, doing 8 on each side, 3 sets would be pretty rough, especially right after doing those RDLs and leg press. But you know, there's the other things you could do for that. So they say there's 4 main lifts here, which is an interesting way to kind of pull that out. But then they have cable kickbacks and standing calf raises. So day 2, we have put upper body push and pull together. So we have 15 pull aparts, 12 light lat pull downs, and then shoulder cars. So decent warm up here. Like I said, this is what I was talking about with the band earlier. With the other ones, doing the pull aparts. I'm not really sure why it wouldn't have an older person do that as well, because those are, of course, really good warm up. But overall, still a good warm up. Like I said, those lat pull downs are good because they're gonna have to bench press and do pull ups. So that's a good warm up for that for sure. Yeah, so we have dumbbell bench press. We have assisted or weighted pull ups. Weighted pull ups would be insane for this person, but yeah, assisted pull ups, great exercise. Seated dumbbell shoulder press and chest supported rows. And we have lateral raises, triceps push down, and dumbbell hammer curls. So yeah, so a couple. Yeah, so starting with the dumbbell bench press, and we have the weighted pull-ups on here. Those are good to start with. Those are some really good movements there. Let's go to day 3. 5-minute rower sled, dynamic lunges, 10 on each side, light kettlebell deadlifts. Yeah. Again, decent warm-up as well. I would have to do probably a lot of the same exercises to warm up. I usually have the same set of band workouts and then the same kind of set of lower stretches kind of for whatever day. It doesn't really matter that much. So so they say this is an athletic and hypertrophy day. So full body, starting with a trap bar or barbell deadlift. We have Bulgarian split squats. Same thing as the lunges. They're good movement, but they're really hard to do properly with any kind of weight. So incline dumbbell press. Incline dumbbell press. How is that different from? Oh, they have. I'm assuming this is a flat dumbbell bench press then up here. Yeah. So now we have the incline dumbbell press instead of the flat. And then we have single arm rows, and we have a finisher sled push or bike intervals, kind of working on the cardio, do some interval training. That's good to do there. Then we have the core exercise as well. So again, they do include the weekly progression on here. They have some cardio tips here. Even include notes for coaching because it knows I'm a trainer, because it's AI, it knows everything. Make sure you guys are saying please and thank you to Chat GPT before it takes over the world. So make sure you're on its good side. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go through the second one and take some notes here. So RPE 7 to 8, again, that's pretty high. Definitely we'll see some good progress with that. But for a lot of these movements, especially the compound movements, I would not start quite at an RPE that high. If you guys don't know what RPE is, that stands for rate of perceived exhaustion. Basically just a gauge of how hard you think it is. Kind of on a scale of 1 to 10, you kind of give an idea. You can see here it has 1 to 3 reps in reserve as the marker for RPE 7 to 8. So what that means is when you finish your set and you get to maybe, let's say you're going for a set of 10. You do your 10th rep, that means you would only be able to do 1 to 3 reps further than that on top of the 10. So that's kind of what that means. But yeah, they even do include the rest time. I didn't point that out, but 90-second rest is really long. For most people, I'd probably have them try and keep going a little bit more, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Rest a little less, just try and keep your heart rate up more, get the cardio going there. But yeah, let's go through some thoughts here. So like I mentioned earlier, walking lunges are not probably a movement that I would include here. I would probably substitute that for something like a glute bridge, or maybe even just swap out the leg press for a single leg press instead, if you did want to include that single leg. What I did notice on here is there's almost no quad work with this plan here. There's Bulgarian split squats here, but most people will feel their glutes when they do that. It does work your quad a little bit, but not much. So aside from this leg press in day 1, there's nothing for your quads here. So that's probably the main thing that's missing here. Doing some leg extensions somewhere in here would probably be a good thing to add. I did notice this so far with both of these plans so far, there seems to be kind of a lack of arm workouts, especially triceps. Your triceps make up 2/3 of your arm, and especially as women, some women tend to hold fat a little bit in the arms, so I would include a lot more tricep workouts probably. Back and triceps are usually the 2 muscles that I kind of prioritize a little bit more, rather than chest, biceps, and shoulders for upper body. Shoulders I focus more on mobility, but then for actual weightlifting, triceps and back are the ones that I focus on. More often than not, the posterior muscles in your body are usually less developed than the anterior, so in the front. But overall, again, it's a decent plan. They have more of upper, lower, and full body this time. So that is something that they do have here. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the last one here. Okay, so now lastly, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Chat GPT already knows quite a bit about me, so I just asked it to give me a plan for 4 days per week. So my focus right now is kind of working on a little bit of like powerlifting type stuff. So just working on my squat, bench, and deadlift, the 3 main powerlifting movements. So I'm assuming it's going to include that a little bit in here, but I wanted to use myself just so I could kind of compare it to what I do now and kind of see, maybe it'll even give me some tips, maybe it'll help, who knows. So day 1 lower body, we have back squats on here, 5 sets at 75 to 80%. So the percentage there is based off of my 1 rep max volume. So basically the max amount of weight I could do for 1 rep. It's taking that and saying I should do a percentage of that for my sets. Now 5 sets at about 75 to 80% would be extremely difficult. I don't know where it says the RPE. It's saying RPE 7 to 8. So that would probably be like a 9 or a 10 RPE. Like that would probably be way too hard, to be honest with you. So, and it's also including a pause squat and a Romanian deadlift on the same day. So I would probably be destroyed after just the back squats, and then doing pause squats after that. I would be unable to walk for the rest of the day. So I do actually do Romanian deadlifts after back squats already, but what I do is I only do 3 sets of back squats, and I kind of depend my volume based on how many reps I'm aiming for that day. And yeah, so let's see. Leg press, I do not really include at the moment, but that's just because I'm doing a lot of squats. So again, I usually do leg extensions instead for working on my quads, isolating those. Hamstring curls I already do, calf raises I do. So yeah, overall, this is not a bad leg day. Just like I said, a little bit too much volume on the squats there for me personally. And so day 2, we have upper, focusing on the bench. It's gonna be exactly the same comment here. We have 5 sets at 75 to 80% volume. That's just too much. Some people like to do a lot of sets like that, and I just haven't been training like that. So that's just probably too much. And then again, they have another 3 sets of pause bench right after that. So yeah, that's gonna be too much. That's 8 sets of bench press and those are the first 2 exercises. So that's 8 sets for my chest already, and I would be dying right after that. So chest supported rows, great movement. I usually prefer the cable rows, but same idea, you're getting the row variation in. And then incline dumbbell press, chest flies, tricep pushdowns, and dumbbell curls. So on this day right here, we have 4 sets of chest workouts or 4 exercises for chest, and a total of 13 sets. That is a lot of volume for your chest. So let's see, it has me doing so for 4 days, I'm not doing any other chest throughout the week. So I'm only doing 1 chest day with this program. I usually like to hit every muscle group twice a week instead of just once. So what I would do is split this volume over 2 days instead of just doing it all on 1 day. So day 3, we have the deadlift. I deadlift on day 4, and I include it with kind of upper body. And the reason for that is my legs take a long time to recover. So then I only deadlift just once, and then usually on Saturday, and then I come back on Tuesday and I do my squats. So that usually gives me enough time to recover. But this is would be a good way to do it too if you could recover enough. So we have 4 sets of deadlift, and then 3 sets of deficit or tempo deadlift, and 7 sets of deadlift. Like, it's just a lot. You would probably take a really long time to recover from that. So, and then not only that, they have 3 sets of front or hack squats. So Chat GPT just does not want me to walk with this plan. So we have hip thrusts, we have reverse lunges, and lying hamstring curls, and weighted planks. So yeah, again, I'm just seeing no quads on here pretty much. So far for quads, all we have is regular squats, leg press, and then we have hack squats. So all just squat variations. If you like training your quads like that, then by all means do it. But I would probably include some more isolation movements, like either a single leg press, a little bit lighter weight, and leg extensions. But yeah, so let's look at this last day here. So last day we have a close grip bench or overhead press. Both of those solid movements. I do the overhead press usually for my shoulder day. And then we have lat pull downs, seated cable rows, dumbbell lateral raises, rear delts, and then we have skull crushers and hammer curls. So again, kind of a lack of arm workouts here. This day 3, with the way I do it now, this day 3 would be kind of more of a full body day with a lot less focus on the legs. Again, there's kind of a lot of sets for hamstrings here, which I noticed with the other programs too. So it's not just with those other ones that it's doing that, but definitely interesting. All right, so the final conclusion, Chat GPT is honestly not bad to come up with workout plans, and it can definitely help kind of give you a good outline. Now, the only thing is I would be skeptical of certain exercises that it gives you just based on your experience level and your equipment that you have at the gym. It's really important to not get injured, so doing exercises that you're comfortable with. So you probably ask it for substitutes, it will probably give you some stuff. Overall, I think they can give you some good plans. I still would probably recommend doing more research, especially on what exercises specifically. So take it with a grain of salt what you use from Chat GPT. But overall, honestly, I'm impressed with what Chat GPT came up with, both for myself a little bit more advanced, and then the 2 hypothetical clients that I work with. Go test it out. If you guys have ever tried using Chat GPT for your own workout plans, let me know how it went. I'd be curious to see if you got results with it, or if there was something you didn't like about it, or what your experience was. So let me know down in the comments if you've done that before. Good luck.